Hi, you guys. Welcome to Nightcap Yoga. I decided to start it up about a minute early because sometimes it takes a long time for the reel to stop spinning for us to go live. Are there any requests tonight? Is there anything, anybody who's out there? Please say hi and give me any requests for any specific poses you'd like to work on or stretches you would like to specifically pay attention to. I have an idea. I always have ideas, but I'd love to hear what you would like to work on. All right, then. I hope you have pillows, because I would like to start. Okay, we have a request. Hi, Bruce. Yoga napping. Okay, Sin says, can request for fewer down dogs. Let's keep it low to the ground, and I'll try to be really gentle tonight. I feel like that's what we need. I'd like to work on some heart openers. You know, we can always work on that anti-slumping, right? Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, all right. It seems like we have a consensus. So tonight we will be very gentle. We'll be very gentle with ourselves. And so to start, let's start in a lying down position with your pillows, either tucked under your legs. And I have two here, so it's almost like having legs up the wall, which is also an option. And then if you have your blanket and you're chilly, you can cover up with it or roll it up and place it under your neck, just right in the crook of the neck. Yeah, just go ahead. Assume the position. Let's get started relaxing. So come on down. Yeah. That feels pretty good. That was a great idea. I do say so ourselves. So when you're ready to start, I'd like to start one hand on belly, one hand on heart. And then allow the eyes to close. Just take a moment to settle in. Feel the motion of your natural breath. Just the gentle rise and fall of the belly and the chest. As you just become aware of your breathing. Notice what you brought to your mat tonight in the way of stiffness or any sensations in the body that you might be paying attention to. Become aware of each one of them one at a time. And then notice all the external stimuli in your space, the sounds. The temperature. And with your eyes closed, notice the light that filters in through your eyelids. And then do one thing for me, swallow in your throat, just relax the back of the throat. And then begin to invite in a deeper breath. Filling up that belly so you can feel the hand on your belly rise. Fill up the ribs all the way around. And then fill up the chest all the way to the tops of the lungs. Just pause at the top of that inhalation. And when you're ready to exhale, let it be long and slow. Fully release all of the air. And the belly relax down toward the spine. Good. And begin again, filling up, finding that fullness. And then exhaling completely, letting it all go. Good. Let's take a few more, just finding your own rhythm. So slowing it down from your normal breathing patterns of the day. Finding that slower pattern that's going to work for you to start engaging that parasympathetic nervous system. That rest to digest. Take a few more breaths here together. When we stay here, before we change shapes, I'd like to continue this breathing, but add an additional component. Tonight I wanted to focus on loving kindness. And as my shirt says, practicing kindness is one of the most direct routes to happiness. Research suggests that kind people tend to be more satisfied with their relationships and with their lives in general. We all have a natural capacity for kindness, but sometimes we don't take steps to nurture and express this capacity as much as we could. So we'll start with some self-kindness, some compassion for ourselves. And then by the end of the practice, we'll be ready to generate some kindness for others. So with your hand on your heart now, maybe both hands come to heart, or one hand stays on belly. Just begin to allow your breath to fill you up in a way that you can envision being filled with light and love. And then as you exhale out, imagine sending that light and love out into the world. So it's just this reciprocal circle of love. And then on your next breath in, call to mind someone who unconditionally loves you and imagine that they are here with you. And breathe in that sense of unconditional love. It can be anyone from your past or your present. It can be a dog, a cat, a beloved pet, a baby, someone who loves you unconditionally. Just breathe that in, fill up with that love. Your spiritual teacher, fill up completely. And as you exhale, imagine there's so much extra that you're just letting it overflow out. Imagine what color that love would be as it swirls around your heart center. Imagine it surrounding your entire body and reaching out, extending out as far as you can imagine. Filling up again. And then letting go completely. On your next exhalation, just release that, blink your eyes open. And we'll get started with some gentle yin practices. So if you have your pillows underneath you, see if you can slide them up underneath your sacrum so your hips are lifted. And I have two pillows here. So I need to use two pillows because they're a little sinky. And then keep that left leg extended and then take your right knee and hug it in. We'll start with a little yin wind relieving pose because I just like saying that. So you can let your eyes close again and just hug that right knee in and let that left leg be extended long. And come back to those long, slow, deep breaths. Maybe as you are in this reclined pose with your eyes closed, someone else will come to mind. You might be unconditionally loving, someone whose presence fills you up. Maybe imagine they are with you. Breathing that in. Letting that love swirl all around you. And notice if any part of your body is holding tension. See if you can just soften, let it go. A little scan of the left side of the body. Just let everything soften. Take a scan of the right side of the body. Let that side soften. Breathe in. Take two more breaths here. And on that last exhalation, just switch sides. Let the right leg extend long. And if you need to readjust your pillows, feel free to. And hug that left knee into your chest. Maybe relieving pose on this side. Let your eyes close, let your shoulders relax down. Let your face be soft. Nothing to do here but focus on the breath. If someone else comes to mind, you would like to imagine who fills you up. Breathe that in. Finding the capacity to receive the love that we all deserve. Just opening to that. With each breath, imagining that light swirling through your heart, surrounding you. Perhaps it's the color of the heart chakra, that beautiful bright green color. Perhaps it's more pink, as some people like to see the heart chakra. Imagine that love swirling all about you. Slow, deep breaths. Breathing into the lungs. Exhaling completely. The lungs are in the space of that heart chakra, that center of the chest. And in Chinese medicine, the lungs are associated with grief. And this time of the year, the fall, is also associated with the lungs. And so if something happens to come up, it doesn't feel like you're filling up with love, just notice that it's coming out to be released. And breathe in that higher love, that divine love that is always with us. Imagining that to swirl and surround you, filling up your heart center. Take another breath here. And on your exhalation, just release that left leg down to your mat and reach your arms overhead. Taking a full body stretch, pointing your toes, getting super long, reaching as far as you can. And then take your heels up towards your hips and gently slide your pillows away, maybe one at a time if it's a little, your stack is as high as mine. And then when you're ready, hug your knees into your chest. Then you can start to rock and roll forward or roll to one side, and we'll come all the way up to seated in Dandasana. With your blanket out of the way if it's under your neck. And then sit up nice and tall. And take your right foot and bring it into the inside of the left leg. And then flex that left foot and reach your arms up overhead. Go ahead and look up. Take a big breath in. And on your exhalation, come forward. See if you can find your foot or your ankle. Or maybe your arms are just going to rest next to you. And your chin will bow, coming to your chest. And if this right knee is up high, see if you can tuck something underneath it, maybe a blanket or a pillow. And we'll find stillness here. Coming back to that breath. And this time we'll breathe into the back body, filling up the lower back and the rib cage on the sides. And then the upper back, all the way up to the tops of the lungs, filling up completely. Seeing that beautiful green light swirling all around the heart center, even on the back. Those energy centers reach forward and back. So notice here in this shape where you might be holding tension, maybe the hamstrings or the hips or the back. And see if you can send the breath, that healing breath, into those areas. Slowing down the breath. Slowing down. everything. I recorded a podcast that came out on Friday with my friend Linda Penpala. She's really interesting. Used to be a jockey, and now she's a massage therapist and an author. She wrote a book about her own health challenges. She had some heart issues. And she writes about the energetic heart and the physical heart and the spiritual heart. And her book is called The Pause. And I love that because how often do we take time to pause? Now we've got this sort of imposed pause, this opportunity to really pause and get still. And in the podcast, we talked about the Heart Math Institute, which is this research institute in California that measures the powerful energy that the heart puts out to receiver and the transmitter. And it's really interesting, the research that they've done about different events in history. And about the changes that we can affect when we do send loving kindness to one another. And when we take the time to just be kind to ourselves. I suggest that to you. Look up the Heart Math Institute and see the good work they're doing. Let's take one more full breath here, and then slowly take your hands to the side of your left leg and rise back up. Release your left leg, your right leg, to meet your left. Let's just take some ankle circles here, in both directions. And then just as a counter stretch for that forward fold, take your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards your hips, and just lift up in a reverse plank, gazing up, lifting up, shining that heart, pointing the toes, keeping the breath smooth. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, lower your hips back to the floor. And then we'll take this left foot and place it in the inside of the right inner thigh. And prop yourself up if you feel like that could be helpful. And then reach your arms up, take your gaze up. Big breath in. Flex that right foot. And then bring yourself over this right leg and just surrender here, letting your chin come down to your chest. Keeping your shoulders relaxed down away from the ears. And just notice your breath here. As you settle into this pose, let your breath just gradually smooth out if it's become a little choppy. Find your rhythm. Go up. All the way around. Full deep breath. Filling up the lower back, middle back, and the upper back. There's always the option in these forward folds to come up to a flat back and then refold. Kind of a reset, an opportunity to start again. So once you find that sweet spot, just see if you can commit to staying still So in these passive yin poses, take you inside, breathing in. Your jaw, the back of the neck. Send the breath where it needs to go. One more full deep inhalation. And a long slow exhalation. And take your hands to either side of your right leg. And walk on up. Release the left leg long. Let your ankles circle. And then we'll come up just to a seat briefly. So if you'd like to tuck your blanket underneath your hips to give you a little lift, come on up. And when you're ready, inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Just exaggerate that stretch of your side body. And then exaggerate as you draw your shoulders down and away. Inhale, breathing, drawing the shoulders up. And then exhale. Roll your shoulders back and down. Let's take one more. Nice big shoulder roll. Let's make a little commitment to keep those shoulders down and away. And then take your arms out wide. Give yourself a big hug. One arm over the other, reaching for the scapula. Breathe in. Breathe out. Open up like a bird. And switch the cross of your arms so you can reach back. Find those shoulder blades and just draw them outward. Giving yourself a little massage. Yeah. A big breath in. And then rub your palms together. Good. Create some heat. Find that energy in your own body. Just rubbing your palms together. Create this heat. And then take those palms and just cup your eyes. Feel that soothing energy relaxing your eyes. Breathe into this. Exhale. And then take your 2 fingers on each hand and just give your temples a little massage. Working your way around your eyes. Under your eyes, right under your cheekbone. Into the jaw where the 2 jawbones meet. Maybe open your mouth. And working your way down your jaw. And then take your charged hands and give your neck a little massage. One hand and then the other. And then give your ears a massage. So reach into the insides of your ears and get the fascia that's in there. See if you can Just massage the earlobes and maybe give your ears a little tug if you're not wearing earrings. And there was something on the podcast that I wanted to try. I just remembered. And I never tried it except for with Linda when she taught it to me. So to activate the vagus nerve, which is the nerve that's associated with parasympathetic, rest and digest, all the good things, one way to access it is to, she said, put your fingers in your ears and just hum lightly. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. So putting your finger deep into your ear, not too deep. Just hum a little tune. And it's the same idea as Om, the chant Om. So you want to fill up all these nasal passages. So you can even use that Om. It's going to fill up all the sinuses, and that will activate that vagus nerve. So let's just take another 10 seconds or so and practice some humming. Come on, we're all alone, so why not? Excellent. Release that. Shake it out. Open your eyes. Laugh at yourself if you want to. Laugh at me. Good job. Switch the cross of your feet. Let's inhale. Reach up and look up. Let your palms touch, and then take a lean over to your left and look right. Stretching those fingers up, taking your chin over toward that right shoulder. Inhale to reach, then switch sides. Good. Hold back in. Chin goes to the left shoulder. Breathe out. Inhale to reach up and look up. And then exhale your hands down to your heart. And just pause here. Let your eyes close. Anjali Mudra. Let's breathe in some more of that healing green light surrounding our heart center, that light, that love. One more full breath in. Before you open your eyes, just notice how you're feeling. Notice what's going on. Bring your feet together and then take your feet like they are books and just open them up. And then take your charged hands and give yourself a little foot massage. So working your way up and down your feet, hitting those toes. So we know that when we work the fascia in one part of the body, it's a whole system. So we can affect the rest of the body by releasing some of the dense fascia that might be kind of stuck, keeping us stuck, keeping us stiff, unwilling to roll with the changes of the seasons. We'll finish that up. And then draw your feet in a little bit closer. Take your hands and wrap them around your feet. And then open up in this butterfly pose, Konasana. And as you're ready, just round forward. Bring your chin to your chest, close your eyes. And we'll stretch those inner thighs and hips. Come back to your breath. Find stillness here. Perhaps tucking props underneath your legs if you feel like that support could be helpful. Or a pillow underneath each leg might be nice. And don't be afraid to slump forward, so we'll be doing some heart openers a little bit later. But for now, just let your chin come forward, let the back of the neck just unwind. Let your inner thighs just open up. Breathe full breaths. If you'd like to try some pranayama that's a little bit more intense, you can constrict the back of your throat. Try that ocean breath, that ujjayi breath. And help become a little more aware of the breath as you slow it down even more. Find yourself getting distracted, thinking about other things, making lists. You can gently encourage yourself to come back to that awareness of the breath. And that every time you do, you're doing something really good for your body, your mind, and your spirit. Doing great. Take a few more breaths here together. See if you can soften, release somewhere else. You don't have to go for broke. Just one place in the body is enough to make a difference. Even if you're just releasing tension in your jaw, send that signal. It's safe, it's okay. The rest of the body can join in. One more breath in. Use your exhale to slowly come up. Take your hands to the outsides of your legs and draw them up together. And take your hands behind you. Take your feet about hip width. And just rock from side to side. Windshield washing these legs. Finish this next side. Just come back to center. We'll take, if you have a blanket, let's take that to the mat. I'm going to open mine up a little bit wider. Smooth out all the wrinkles. Place it right in the center of your mat. And then take your knees wide as your mat. Bring your toes to touch. And bring a pillow or two to the center of the mat. And we'll come into a supported child's pose here. So just letting your heart melt on the pillow. Maybe hugging your pillow, turning your head to one side, and sinking your hips back. Letting your heart melt forward as you breathe in, and as you breathe out. Decide if you'd like to have an extra pillow propped behind you if your hips aren't quite making it back towards your heels. Sometimes it's also nice to have that extra pillow if you have it. And if you don't, settle in, find some stillness here. Let yourself settle into this child's pose. Maybe give a signal at about halfway through that we can turn our head to the other side and get an equal neck stretch. And for now, just soften where you can. Breath nice and smooth and slow. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe there's somewhere you can soften in this shape. And just focus on that one spot, sending your breath there. Allowing the pose to do the work for you. Very little effort. You're breathing. Moving. And now if you are feeling like you would like to turn your head in the opposite direction, keep that head to turn in the other direction. And let your neck get equal time. Softening, melting. Allow yourself to completely surrender in this child's pose. We'll be here for several more breaths. See if you can find that sweet spot where you can be still and present. Stop. Let's take one more big breath in. And exhale it out. And then use the strength of your arms to press you up. And come up to sit on one side and take your pillows and stack them on top of each other. If you have a yoga bolster, I haven't even brought that up. If you have a bolster, it's probably even better. But most of us don't have bolsters. So with your knees facing in one direction, take your hips and gently bring yourself toward your pillows. We're going to come into a twist here. So your hands will come either side of your pillows. And then if you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees, you're going to get a more intense twist. But if your neck is just not ready for it, just turn it in the same direction, and maybe after a little bit, you can turn it in the opposite direction. And so same thing, we're just going to surrender here in this twist and let this pose do all the work. And our only job is to follow our breath and just receive the benefits of this yin pose. Deepen your breath. If you let it go, keep coming back to that sensation of breath. Deep relaxation. And here, it might take a little bit of time to get into this pose, so allow yourself that time. There'll probably be a moment when it clicks and you realize you have fully surrendered to this pose. Maybe you'd like to try turning your head in the opposite direction of your knees at this point. Nice job. Take one more breath in. And come in out of the pose as slowly as you made your way in. Press yourself up. We'll just take ourselves to the other side, so turning the knees in the opposite direction. The other hip will be against the bottom of these pillows. Take your hands to frame the pillows, and then just lower yourself down, down, down. Let yourself just sink in on this side. Close your eyes. Just be present to the sensation of this shape. This is a twist, so it's a wringing out. So it takes time. Give yourself this time. few more breaths here. You're ready on that last breath. Just begin to gently press yourself up. And slowly take the pillows away. Move them off to the side. And with your blanket nice and smooth in the center of your mat, let's bring our knees under our hips and come into a tabletop. So tops of the feet on the floor. So if you shake it out, spread your fingers nice and wide. Let's move through a few cat-cows. Just taking time on the inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze. And let the exhale move you through that howling cat shape. Moving the spine forward and back. And when you're ready, we're going to come all the way down to our bellies. And bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Let your palms rest on the floor. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So a little bit of a back bend. So there's always the option to put a pillow underneath you. Once you get settled here, it's a little compression for the lower back. So again, give yourself that time to settle in. Let your eyes close. Breathing here. This is a heart opener. Let your shoulders roll back and down. Find that heart forward. Imagining that breath filling up the heart space. Running in and through and all around that heart. Imagine that bright light in the center of the heart, glowing, growing, it surrounds your entire body. It extends out so that others can feel that loving heart, even from a distance. So if your shoulders have crept up, see if you can draw them back and down. Breathe into those places, having compassion for those places that might be having a little bit of trouble getting settled. Soften somewhere, anywhere. You'll be amazed at how you can impact the whole just by releasing tension in one area. So interconnected. If all else fails, simply bring a smile to your lips and notice what happens. Let's take 5 more deep breaths here. And on your next exhalation, just allow yourself to come all the way down. Make a little pillow, turn your head to one side, rock your hips from side to side. Take a full breath in, take a deep breath out. And as you're ready, take your hands to the outsides of your shoulders. Take your elbows and tuck them into your sides. Use the strength of your arms to come back up to table. And then we'll tuck our toes and begin to lift up into the one downward dog that we will do tonight. The Sid requested as few as possible. So, ask and you shall receive. Let's let this downward facing dog be our counter stretch. So lengthen your spine. Maybe walk your dog. And then find stillness. Gaze back towards your knees. Let your heels press toward the earth. A big breath in. Relax the back of the neck. Move any blankets or towels that you might have in your way so that you can take a slow walk forward and come into your one forward fold for this evening. We'll just take a hold of our elbows and come into ragdoll, bending your knees as much as you need to. Take your head, yes. No. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more breaths, finding stillness. Finding peace. When you're ready, inhale, come into your halfway lift. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. Step the left foot back, all the way back. And then lower that left knee to the floor. Lift yourself up, come into Asana just for a moment so you can stretch our legs here. Let your knee on the right side come forward. You have to put any pressure on the knee. If your left knee is bothering you, you can tuck something underneath it. We'll be here for just a few more breaths. Close your eyes if it helps you to go inside and find stillness. If you feel wobbly or like your balance is challenged, just keep your eyes soft. Let's take 3 more breaths here. That 3rd breath, take your hands down to the mat, tuck your left toe, and step your right foot back to meet your left. And then just step your left foot forward. Lower your right knee, the right top of the foot. Come on up here. Asana on this side. Again, lift your heart, lower your shoulders, smile. Just being present to what this shape has to teach you about your body this evening. Being present to what is, accepting what is. One more breath. Drawing yourself slightly forward if the stretch is starting to settle in. Feel like you want a little bit more. That next breath, just take your hands to the floor. Bring your left knee back to meet your right and have a seat. And then make your way all the way down to the mat. Stretch your legs long. And then lower all the way down. Just notice the parts of the body that are making contact. Notice how you're feeling. After this slow practice. Notice how your breath is flowing in and out. Notice the pace at which it is flowing in and out. Notice how your thoughts perhaps slow down. And then we're going to take our right foot over to the right, maybe even off the mat, and take that left foot and cross it over the right ankle. Take your arms overhead if your shoulders are going to permit you, and just keeping your back on the floor. Take your torso over to the right. Take your left wrist with your right hand and come into Banana Asana. Another fun name to say. And so all the little muscles on the left side of the body are getting stretched. Your gaze is up toward the ceiling, but your eyes can be closed. So as you deepen the breath, you might notice you get a little more of a stretch, get a little massage of the left side body. There's a little more space for the breath. See if you can enjoy that sensation of expansion as you breathe in. As you breathe out. Finding those singular places where you can soften and let go. As you settle into the shape. Maybe swallowing your throat here, let it relax a little bit more. Noticing what happens to the rest of the body when one body part just lets go. Three more breaths on this side. third exhalation, just release your crossed ankles and let your hands come back down and bring your spine back to neutral. And let yourself just rest here in the center for a moment. You notice the difference between the right and the left side. And when you're ready, take that left foot, maybe off the mat, over to the left somewhere. Right ankle crosses over. And then bring your torso over toward the left so you get that stretch in the right side body. And take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. And keep your back on the floor, keep your gaze up toward the ceiling, eyes closed. And we'll breathe here. This is one of those poses that always makes me feel like I'm getting taller. I have gotten taller afterwards. It's like a stretching machine. Although I've never tried a stretching machine, so I really don't know what that feels like. Breathe in. We are stretching regardless. In many different ways. Sometimes a little agitation might settle in when you're in these poses that feel so different. Just notice what happens and see if you can send some loving kindness through your breath. Choosing one part that could possibly be the leader for all the other parts. And that part lead the way by relaxing and letting go. Take 3 more breaths here. Last chance to rest. Surrender to this shape. As you complete that third breath, just uncross your ankles, come back to neutral. Just relax for a moment here, letting everything settle in, sink down. Maybe take some ankle circles, hug your knees into your chest and draw those circles on the ceiling, massaging out your lower back, going in both directions. And then as a final Shavasana, you have a few choices, well, you have all the choices. But one suggestion might be to take your pillows, to take one at the top of your mat and place it crosswise, horizontally, and take the other one lengthwise. So you have kind of this supported fish pose. You can also place a block underneath the bolster or a pillow. And then we're going to come down to our backs. And hopefully this is a nice place to land. You can also take your blanket and either place it on your belly, cover up, or roll it up and use it as a lower back support under your knees. So use everything you've got, because I want this Shavasana to be very sweet for you. So take your time to get there, get yourself situated. And once you get there, just allow your eyes to close and your face to soften. Take one deep breath. And then we're going to let go of any ideas of manipulating the breath. And just let go completely here. So with your eyes closed, imagine again someone who you know loves you very much. Someone from the past or the present. Someone still in this life, or maybe one who has passed. Could be a spiritual teacher or guide. Imagine that person standing or sitting next to you, sending you their love, sending you wishes for your safety, for your well-being, and for your happiness. Allow yourself to feel those warm wishes and the love coming from that person towards you. Now bring to mind another person who just, cherishes you deeply. Imagine they are here with you, sending you wishes for your wellness, for your health, your happiness. And feel that kindness and that warmth coming to you from that person. Now imagine you're surrounded on all sides by all the people who love you and have loved you. Picture all of your friends and loved ones surrounding you, sending you wishes for your happiness, your well-being, and your health. Bask in the warm wishes and all of that love coming from all sides. Imagine yourself filled and overflowing with warmth and love. Now imagine all of those people all around you. And just like they were sending you all of that love, send to them your love and warm wishes to that person, repeating silently in your mind, may you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be free from pain. May you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be free from pain. May you live with ease. May you be happy. May you be free from pain. Now imagine just an acquaintance or someone who is more neutral to you, someone you might not know very well, maybe a neighbor, or for whom you don't have a strong feeling in any way, just kind of a neutral person, someone that you would like to wish to have a good life, of course. And then in your mind, send all your wishes for well-being to that person, repeating these phrases silently in your mind. Just as I wish to, may you also live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish to, may you also live with ease and happiness. Just as I wish to, may you also live with ease and happiness. Now imagine someone for whom you have had a tricky relationship, maybe one that hasn't been so easy and that challenges you to be patient, kind, loving. Imagine that person in your mind's eye. See them here with you, in front of you. And send your good wishes to that person, repeating in your mind, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from all pain. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from all pain. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from all pain. And finally, expand your awareness and picture the whole world, the whole globe in front of you as a little ball. See the green and the blue, maybe fluffy clouds around it. And send some warm wishes to all beings on the globe who, like you, wish to be happy. Repeat in your mind, just as I wish to, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Just as I wish to, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Just as I wish to, may you live with ease, happiness, and good health. Take a deep breath in, a nice long, slow breath. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how your heart is feeling. And then make some small movements, moving fingers and toes. Turning the head from side to side. And stay with you where you are if you'd like to just stay here and enjoy the relaxation, or decide if you're ready to roll to one side and join me in a comfortable seat with your eyes closed. Sitting up nice and tall, just taking a moment to notice your heart. When you're ready, reach your arms out and up, scooping up all that beautiful energy we generated together, and draw your hands down to your heart center into prayer. Maybe with a bow of the head toward the heart, and some gratitude for this practice, for our bodies that work so hard to keep us in balance, and most especially tonight, for our hearts. It's amazing, receivers and transmitters that keep us connected to one another, even across the miles and the waves of the internet. Thank you so much for practicing tonight. Thank you for suggesting this slow practice. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Namaste. That is a great idea. All right. So many questions, so many. Reverse plank. Okay, good. I'm glad you like that. Oh, Nancy, I'm so glad. I like a slow practice too. Good job, you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you next week, maybe from another location, possibly. We'll see. You never know. Happy fall.